It's my task to welcome you this morning, but also to introduce the first of our flagship speakers for the day, who is himself a distinguished statesman, a global citizen, and, I'm proud to say, a member of the Georgetown University family and faculty. José María Aznar was leader of government in Spain from 1996 to 2004 for 8 years through 2 terms before he stepped down voluntarily. It was a period of remarkable economic liberalization and progress in Spain. There was substantial GDP growth. Spain, historically challenged against some of the other European democracies, saw its average income grow in just those 8 years from 78 to 87% of the average of European Union communities and countries. He was remarkably successful in government, and he has been successful and engaged ever since. He came to Georgetown in 2004. I venture now to begin to think of him as an old friend and longtime colleague, as a distinguished scholar in the practice of diplomacy and government. He has taught various seminars in contemporary European politics and affairs in the Wall School of Foreign Service. I've been particularly proud to be associated with him in his role as chair of the Georgetown University Latin American Board. This board brings together some of the most distinguished citizens from the Americas who come to Georgetown to network, to engage with our scholars, but also directly by their generosity to support educational opportunity for emerging leaders from Latin America. And through the Georgetown University Latin American Board, which I say President Aznar chairs, led also by Alberto Beck, who is here with us today, and Professor Ricardo Ernst, we have begun publishing an important electronic journal on competitiveness in the Americas, which is published in both English and Spanish, published in around the world, sponsored by the Banco Santander and the Universia Foundation in Spain. In such ways, and in many others, President Aznar is and continues to be an engaged senior statesman in the world in which we live. Just since stepping down from government, he has published, by my count, 3 different books. Some of his books are near classics of thinking about the place of Spain, particularly in the wider world. La España en que yo creo was published in 1995, The Spain I Believe in, and more provocatively titled still, España, la segunda transición, Spain, the second transition, that is to say, the second step which Spain began to take indeed under his leadership in that last decade. The first transition away from more restrictive forms of government in the 1970s, now in the 1990s, the 2000s, under his leadership and that of those who have followed him, full emergence into the global community and the European community of which it is part. He is a distinguished practitioner of diplomacy. He has been recognized by academic institutions around the world with honorary degrees. I particularly notice with pride that the Universidad San Ignacio de Loyola in Peru, the University of St. Ignatius Loyola in Peru, is the most recent of those to offer him an honorary degree, another place in which he is a part of and a friend of the Georgetown and Jesuit family around the world. He will speak to us this morning now, offering some of his perspective on the challenges that face our world and the opportunities of this forum. Let me thank you again, welcome you for this, and please ask you in joining me in welcoming to this stage Georgetown family and faculty member, President José María Aznar.
Good morning. And brothers James, Donald, Sir Jim Langley, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, good morning to you all. When I was in government, all working very well. No. Yes? My phone? But she's silent. Don't listen. Welcome to the second annual Georgetown Global Forum. And I'm deeply grateful to the organizer for having thought of me to deliver these brief introductory words. First of all, I would like to highlight that Georgetown University, due to its unique and excellent features, is optimally positioned to convene this discussion. The first annual Georgetown Global Forum took place last year in Madrid. Very nice place, very nice country, good weather, very interesting. We were welcomed by the president of the region of Madrid, let us say the governor of Madrid State, and the forum was really a great success, with open, fresh, and fruitful discussions. In my experience and perspective as a former president of the government of Spain, I'm deemed essential to discuss results-driven development around the world. We must recognize the limits of the power of government in handling the development alone and the need to partner with the private sector in order to accomplish more. In this field, I must highlight Georgetown University history of commitment to service and leadership development in the developing world. Institutional reform and well-educated and responsible political leaders are key to achieve development. Georgetown's Latin American Board and its Global Leadership Competitiveness Program are very good examples of Georgetown's commitment for the improvement of Latin America's future through the promotion of its future leaders. As an honorary chairman of the board, of the Latin American Board, at this point, we must recognize the work and enthusiasm of Alberto Big, Executive Chairman of the Latin American Board. Alberto is here, this man. He's a good example of a successful businessman, giving his time and resources enable Georgetown to build networks of leaders who will make a great impact throughout Latin America. Thanks for your work, Alberto. And I would also like to mention the work of the new formed Georgetown Spain Foundation as the first foundation to be incorporated outside the United States by alumni dedicated to its development and dissemination of its works in all sectors. I am very happy that this first foundation is created especially in Spain. Finally, I must also emphasize the importance of dialogue throughout today's agenda in helping shape the roles of different sectors in their respective efforts regarding the philanthropic and development circles. I wish all participants a good experience and encourage them to stay connected with Georgetown at its endeavors. Thank you very much for your attention, and have all you a good day. Thank you very much.